And that pitch is going to be ball one of the first pitch of the second of the doubleheader of LTU versus Cleary Cougars on LTUSN, as Brittany Bolt is now the starting pitcher, with Bolt being the leader in the NAIA with a .81 ERA and the top pitcher so far right now this season for the Blue Devils. Joining us on the broadcast is former player and producer who's going to be my color guard today, Jenna Skalski. And on camera is going to be Spencer Iquinto.
Yeah, Alex, it's really weird being on this side of the field watching everybody play, but they had an amazing spring season, obviously going 13-1, so I think they can really bounce back from this loss, just getting their head in the game.
Blue Devils losing the first game 8-3, unfortunately of a sixth inning that the Cougars really just took over the game with 6 innings and then 2 solo shots in the 6th and 7th to really kind of take over the game from the Blue Devils, who were going into the 5th up 3-0, with Scram and Riker definitely being two of the big bats for Cougars. And this is up and quick out for the Blue Devils here.
Yep, that was caught by number 11, Sarah Hyde, and Coach Baird had a comment on her saying that she is one of the special players for us to keep our eyes on, and it was really a big surprise that she has played such a major role coming in as a freshman, but she's doing a great job.
Now Riker up now, who in the first game went 1 for 2, bringing in a run and being walked twice. And eat quick out there off the hand of Malberg. And as me and Jason were saying in the first game, these first 3 batters for the Cleary Cougars are pretty much like the Murders Row, as all Dermere has a 460, Schramm has a 349, and Riker has a 432 batting average. So all 3 are definitely hot bats.
Yeah, that was a hard line shot right over to left field where Jackie Mattingly, she was currently playing center field earlier in the previous game. She got scooched over. Emmons actually came in to replace Seister. Now she's out in right, and Bannis is out in center. That's a very strong outfield, though. All of them are so fast. They all have quick feet. And Emmons has been a really nice add-on to the team, too. She has a strong bat, and like I said before, she's very fast.
Ball 1 here. And this is right to Hidge, easy out to Meredith. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Devils. And going into the bottom of the second, it is still tied up 0-0. We'll be right back on LTUSN. All right, So before the break, I was saying bottom of the second. That's my bad, folks. It is bottom of the first. And the Blue Devils' first bat is going to be Sarah Hyde. She had a rough game in the first game, going 0 for 4 so far. So let's see if this at bat she can make a change.
This game, the Cleary Cougars are starting with Megan Robinette, whose brother actually plays on the baseball team here at LTU. And I had a chance to talk to Megan before she came out today, and she said that she's really going to be trying to hit the corners for the Blue Devils after the previous years playing with them, because she knows they can get their bat on the ball.
And Hidge being the top batting average on the Blue Devil team with a .412. And she's 14th in the NAIA, sorry folks, for batting average. So let's see if this can play a role in the game so far. And quick out for the Cougars. Up to bat is number 21, Kennedy Emmons. Emmons so far this season batting a .274 on 17 hits on 62 at bats.
Yeah, what's interesting about Kennedy here, Alex, is you remember Alina Millette?
Yes.
She has the exact same swing as her, and Alina was in the leadoff position last year. So coming in this year, coming in second for this game, she's in a pretty good spot. And they both kind of have that axe swing, and they actually make bats that have axe handles.
You know,
I've
actually
love to see her hit with one of those.
You've actually helped me coach my little sister's teams before, and one of the players actually has an axe handle. And I always thought it was weird, and that she put it on herself. And pop up here from Emmons, caught by the second baseman, Riker.
Just a little under at that time, but she has a lot of power, so I'm feeling good about her next at bat. She's got a feel for the game now after sitting out last game.
Now, Meredith Adams coming into this game. In the first game, she went 1 for 4. And that's a quick out caught by the second baseman, Riker, again. Now, as we go into the top of the second, game still tied 0-0, both innings being 1-2-3. So we'll see you in 5 minutes on LTSN. Stockard in for that bat. This being ball 1 of that at bat. And Katie Kubiak is in to catch instead of Alex Amos, like in the first game. Kubiak only playing in 5 games so far this season. Still waiting to get that first hit on the year. Hopefully this game will be the difference maker. What do you think, Jenna?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Ball number 2 for Bolt in the top of the second, going against Stockard, the third baseman.
Are you sure? No, I didn't. You opened it 1 day ago.
Strike 1, with the count being 2-1 so far in the top of the second. Stockard being a new Dawson native, as in this is going to left center field. Jackie able to get under that and caught for out number 1. And the new Boston native walking back to the dugout. Out number 8 up to bat. Hannah Brenner, who did a lot of damage, going 2 for 4 with 1 run batted in. Definitely be a little hard. Was creating some drama for Barton and Schultz in that first game, but Trinity was able to take care of it. And Bolt able to get strike 1. It gets Benner. And that's strike 2 for Bolt, trying to get that first strikeout of the day.
Whoa, okay, I'm gonna need you to chill. Whoever's did the little growling.
It's going to be ball 1. Count going to be 1 and 2. Just going right back to Bolt. Easy out to Meredith. That being the second out of the game. Inning. Now up to bat is number 15, Delaney Green.
Stepping into the box is left fielder, number 15, Delaney Green.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a smooth transition to have Kubiak behind the plate from Amos. Katie, she's a Wisconsin native, daughter to Tony and Laura Kubiak. Well, she loves the game. She's known for making everybody laugh on the team, so she helps keep those spirits up. And I think that's going to be her role this game after the tough loss game prior.
Yeah. That pitch going high and up and in, being ball 1. This is going to be ball 2. Bolt going down and out. As you were saying, Kubiak and Amos both being juniors on this heavy junior squad, as most of you guys came in your freshman year still waiting to play and then finally getting into the season. Now you guys are, as the softball teams are really starting to become a contender, not only in the WAC, but in the NAIA. And this being tipped off as count going to be 3-1.
Depending on which nail salon you go to.
Where you go?
I go to a place on I-Mile in Farmington.
We're currently experiencing technical difficulties as the live stream isn't working. We hope that you can still hear the audio, and we'll try and do our best to get it back working for the time being. And this ball being tipped up and over the netting. Count being 3-2. And that's going to be the first strikeout of the game for Bolt, as that was a big out to get him out of the top of the second. And as we go to the bottom of the second, we'll be back with LTSN. And as we come in, Brittany Bolt taking that bat after just working through the top of the second. Let's see if she can do something off this at bat. After going 3 for 4 in the first game, definitely coming off a hot streak. And that ball going foul. Bolt able to get an RBI in and a run in. And score a run after going 3 for 4 in the first game. And that going back to the pitcher for out number 1. Sorry, folks, we're still experiencing technical difficulties as we try and fix it. As Henry, the bat boy, picks up the bat. Now Andrew Malberg coming up.
Into the box for the Blue Devils, third base.
As she's second on the team with the 373 batting average. So she's 25th in the NAIA for the batting average. She's looking at a 2-0 count. Is that ball going up and out? This one going down and in on Malberg, looking at a 3-0 count. Hitters count.
Yeah, Coach Baird's biggest thing is that all the players need to know their role. And last year, her freshman year, she was kind of struggling with starting time. But she's gotten back into it, obviously, with her starting position now.
That one just hitting the upper inside part of the box. This count now 3-1 for Andrea. And Andrea seeing a walk there as Blue Devils finally getting somebody in the box.
Up to bat is shortstop number 22, Brittany Whelan.
Now as Brittany Whelan walks in, definitely one of the older leaders on the team, going 1 for 3 in the first game. As number 61, Susie Bilecki checking Andrea at first.
You said number 6? She's having a walkout. Oh, there she is. Never mind. Don't see me.
Count being 1-on-1 on Whelan.
Boy just went to sleep, bruh.
That being high and outside. Count being 2-1. And we are back, folks. Katie Kubiak getting the first hit of the season, finally getting that weight off her shoulders. And Jackie Mattingly looking at 1-0 with 2 outs on the board. Blue Devils having 1 in scoring position. And Jackie getting the ground out to second. That being the best inning so far in the game for the Blue Devils, and I'm glad that our technical difficulties has been solved. We're sorry, folks. We're doing the best we can with the equipment we have. And at the bottom of the second, going into the top of the third, still a 0-0 game between the Cleary Cougars and your Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. And we'll be back with LTUSN. And we're back. And Bolt getting ball 1 on Bilecki, the freshman catcher from Lake Orion.
Yeah, Alex, I'm really excited to see Bolt back out on the mound. Last year, she's really improved. Her speed is coming a lot faster.
Yeah, that's the second time Bolt's thrown one, and it came right back to her in consecutive innings.
Yeah, she's got a hot mitt on her, too. We can see that she's been bouncing around through different spots on the infield, not just pitcher when she's not pitching.
Into bat for the Cougars. Shortstop, number 1, Sierra Newcomb.
And Newcomb, the shortstop, not really doing much in the first game of the big first WAC win for this Cleary team, with this being their first official season in the WAC. Bolt up 0-2. Trying to get her second strikeout, I think, of the game so far. Trying to make quick work of this Cleary team. And that being the second strikeout for Brittany Bolt.
Back in the box for the Cougars is center fielder.
Yeah, the Cougars are definitely coming into the WAC hot, Alex. They won the USCAA National Softball Championship back in 2018, and they've been sweeping teams along the way, coming into their first conference game today, which obviously they won.
Kelly Schramm back up. Looks like we're at the top of the order again, as we're at the top of the third, and Schramm hitting that solo shot. There was an absolute bomb to left center field in the 6th. Looking at a 1-1 count right now against Bolt. That going low to the outside. 2-1 count.
Get a bag, boys.
Count 3-1 right now. Hitters count as Bolt tries to get a strike that she needs right now and try and bring this inning to an end. Bolt getting her first walk in the game against Schramm. And Schramm being walked once in the first game. Let's see if Bolt can do
Now into
quick
bat,
work
second
against
baseman,
Riker again.
Number 4, Morgan Richard.
Richer, second baseman from Niles, Michigan. Senior on this Cougar team, trying to lead her team to victory again and get another sweep for this Blue Devil team against the Blue Devils. And that ball is going to go in the road.
You say home run.
Windshield. I'll be hitting homers like my last name says.
What?
And Kubiak able to block that from going behind bag, and Schramm was looking to steal but couldn't get it.
Huh?
Jacket.
Can I shoot a jacket?
I might have like a good shooting jacket.
An addiction?
Addiction. I have a lot of jackets.
You said addiction?
Yeah, addiction.
Schramm with one stolen base so far this season, and Bolt able to get the out against Riker. And as we go into the bottom of the third, still 0-0. And this is LTSN. And we're back with the bottom of the third. CJ Banis, the senior powerhouse, also known for her interesting batting style, the slapping style. What'd you say, Jenna?
Yeah, so she I can't talk because she's so quick. She's always down to put the bunt. She's one of the 3 slappers on the team here for LTU.
It's a quick out there for the Blue Devils. But I definitely think that's a more interesting style of batting because you definitely have to rely on your speed and the readiness of the third baseman and the catcher sometimes, or catcher and pitcher too.
Yeah, and it's crazy because one time they did have her hit right against Rochester. She hit a home run. So she can do both ways, so.
Which I'm definitely not surprised because she's just an animal.
Huge athlete.
And another quick out there is that was number 11, Sarah Hinge, as we come back up to the top of the order.
Back up to the plate for the Blue Devils is right fielder number 21, Kennedy Emmons.
As Kennedy Emmons comes back up, I'm interested to see how she's going to do with this at bat because, like you said, she's got a lot of momentum. And getting another 1-2-3 inning as the Blue Devils and Cleary both trying to clean up and get this game over with.
Off the tip of that bat.
Yeah. But going into the top of the fourth, we'll be back with LTSN. Morgan Richer up to the plate again after the first time being up in the first inning, being struck out. And strike one is Bolt trying to get that second strikeout against Riker so far today, with Dormier coming up, who's definitely a heavy bat for the Cleary Cougars. This one being popped up over the head of Bolt. And Whelan trying to make a dive to get that. And Riker finally getting her first hit of the day after going 0 for 5 in 2 games combined.
Now up to bat, first baseman, number 30, Caitlin Dormeyer.
Dormeyer hitting that solo shot in the 7th to really put a dagger in the coffin for against the Blue Devils in the first game. And Dormier going with the pop out to center field to Banis, and there's a quick out, keeping Riker on first. And that ball going back to Bolt, looking for the double play, and the Blue Devils get it. Getting out of the bottom of the top of the 4th. Still scoreless. And as we go into the bottom of the 4th, Blue Devils going to try and score. And we'll be back with LTSN. As we come up to the top of the or bottom of the 4th, Meredith Adam up to bats, tips that foul, and we sorry if there's some chatter that can be overheard on the broadcast. We are in a very small enclosed space at Busey Field on the campus of Detroit Mercy, but we're doing the best we can with what we were provided with. So as Meredith looks at an 0-1 count, this ball going low and outside with lefty against righty.
Yeah, Meredith had the first run of the first game today, and I'm really hoping that Robinette is going to be avoiding that outside corner, because if Meredith gets a hold of it, she's going to be sending it.
Yeah, I have seen Meredith crank a homer last year at Novi High School. She absolutely sent a bomb that not only went out, it went into the next ballpark on the other field, at least halfway into the outfield, and this is being hit to the shortstop, Newcomb, and Newcomb able to get it over to Domir for the quick first out of the bottom of the 4th. Now Bolt pulling double duty today. Been an absolute animal so far in this game on the mound.
Number 16, Brittany Bolt.
And going 3 for 4 in the first game. Let's see if she can continue it. And cranks this one to left center. Is she going to get it? And able to get a double. See if she can get extra bases off this. And able to hold her for a double. Bolt just absolutely cranking that for her first double of the season. and is in scoring position. Let's see if Andra Malberg can make the difference and get the Blue Devils on the board. With 22 hits so far on the season. And Andra able to pop this over the shortstop. She's not able to get it. Bolt trying to go for third. She's able to get there. And Andra able to get a double two. And the Blue Devils starting to crank stuff out as that being the 6th double for Malberg on the season. And the Blue Devils getting a little momentum. And wheeling up. And the Blue Devil dugout starting to dance and get rowdy as they need. Get some confidence so far.
Yeah, the girls are definitely showcasing their new cleats that they got with all this speed. They've been stuck with the same cleats they've had pretty much for the past couple of years, unless they ask Coach for a new pair. But these ones are looking pretty slick. They got the gold N on the side.
Yeah, I like it. It's got a nice little white and blue. Definitely like when Lawrence Tech gets us some new stuff. It's really interesting to see what the teams agree on, and this is going to be a pop out to third baseman for Wheelan. That being the second out of the bottom of the 4th. Now Kubiak up. See if she can keeps her momentum of getting her first hit on the season. See if she can get her second one and drive in some runs with Malberg.
Yeah, last season Katie was a clutch pinch hitter coming in for the team, so I'm hoping to see some more of that today.
Yeah. Hopefully she can drive in Malberg and Bolt and get them on the boards. As Barrett's saying something to her from the third baseline. And Katie seeing strike one.
That was a pretty changeup by Robinette.
Kubiak looking at 1-1 on the count. This one going inside and low on Kubiak. Blue Devils have stranded so far this season 114 on base and having their opponents strand 116 and are outscoring their opponents, not including last game, 105-42, but still, including last game, it'd be 108-50. So the Blue Devils definitely having some dominance so far this season with scoring runs. And that being a line shot to right field. Bold able to get in, and so was Malberg. The Blue Devils are on the board up 2-0. Kubiak getting her second hit of the season and getting 2 RBIs off of it.
My voice cracked so hard. No, that's a great way for Kubiak to get on the board for her batting average, too, bringing that up. And I think this is going to give the life that the Blue Devils need coming up in the order to come back to the Cougars.
As Jackie Mattingly steps into the box. But, yeah, I do agree, Katie, with what you said before. Katie definitely being an excellent pinch hitter as she comes into this game after sitting in the first game and really kind of showing her prowess or why she should have been in the first game. And this is going deep left field. And it's up against the wall. Kubiak trying to run it in. Dives. And Kubiak running all the way from first. Diving in to try and get the run. With Jackie getting a triple. I'm sorry, folks. But Katie cracked me up. As you said earlier in the broadcast, definitely somebody for a good laugh.
You can always count on her for that. And Jackie, she does have those clutch moments coming in through the past her whole career here at LTU.
Is that being Jackie's first triple on the year? Blue Devils not getting a whole lot of triples this year as they only have 3, including that one by Jackie. Now CJ stepping in again. And this one, she's trying to plop it over, and that's caught by the left fielder, Green. And the Blue Devils come out of the bottom of the fourth, up 3 again, like they were in the first game. Hopefully they continue on this hot streak with Bolt being excellent on the mound today. And as we go into the top of the fifth, we'll be back with LTSN. As Liz Stockert steps in.
Number 10, Liz Stockert.
Oh, so we're only in the 5th inning? Did I not just say that?
And this being, through the legs of Whelan. And Jackie able to get the ball and back her up and keep her in at first. That being marked as a hit.
Yeah, coming in last year, that was Whelan's first time playing shortstop her whole last year, so she's still feeling it out. But, I mean, towards the end of last season, she's been doing pretty good. Just a couple hiccups.
Yeah, there's still a lot of game left for her to get that back, and that's a big swing and a miss by number 8, Hannah Benner, who went 2 for 4 in the first game, scoring a run. Also getting a strikeout and a pop-out. And she's now looking at 0-2 in the hole against a growing, confident Bolt. And this being popped out over to Andra and safely caught and back to Bolt. Now 1 out in the top of the 5th.
Into bat for the Cougars is left fielder, number 15, Delaney Green.
And Delaney Green stepping in. The left fielder from Hartland, Michigan. Right-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher in Bolt. Looking at a 1-2 count so far. Sorry, 1-0 count as we were waiting for the board to change. Now a 1-1 count with 1 out. With Stockert sitting on first base. That pitch going low and outside for a 2-1 count. Being a fall tip up and out, bring the count to 2-2. The count being in Bolt's favor. But to bring on this resurgence in the second game, Jenna, me being part of the hockey team, my coach always says, if we can't win the first game, at least win the second game so that you don't get swept, and just try and really put some dominance on. So if you see that team again, either later in the season or in playoffs, they remember that you can't be taken lightly, and I really think the Blue Devils have really taken that into account. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. And what I love about softball and for baseball too, anyone can win any game. As you saw last year, our baseball team beat U of M Ann Arbor.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, you can't let names scare you at all. And really, like, this could be anyone's game.
Yeah, with Bilecki stepping in here with an 0-1 count. But to continue on that U of M win for the baseball team, not only them being younger, a younger program against the storied Michigan team, it going on Twitter after the game, people were asking who's Lawrence Tech, where are these guys from? Like, nobody even knew where Lawrence Tech was from, and for a D1 team to be beat by an NAI team, for the people who don't really know the difference, that there really isn't any difference. It's just some people aren't be able to get recruited by these big name schools and are overlooked when sometimes these lower schools are actually better than the bigger schools.
Yeah, and I think the NAI is really proving its point on what it's worth. And I mean, right now, for LTU, we're the only school, the NAIA school in the nation to be televised on Fox Sports Detroit. So big things are coming.
Yeah, and Bilecki tipping this one up and over the netting, almost hitting our cameraman and the camera. Spencer Quinto able to grab that ball and toss it over.
And he keeps walking in front of the camera.
Rookie cameraman, you know.
I know what you're going to do with them.
As the count's 3-2 on Bilecki here with 2 outs left in the top of the 5th. And ref calling walk. Or Bilecki getting stung there in the wrist.
Yeah, Bolt nicked her a bit back there with that inside pitch.
Stepping up to the plate.
Guess they'd call that giving her a little chin music, letting her step off the plate.
You're so funny.
Now, as Blue Devils look at 2 outs right now, that being tipped into the pit of Kubiak, in the mitt of Kubiak for strike 1 at the top of the 5th. Bolt getting strike 2 here, as the shortstop, Sierra Newcomb, again, just feeling the wrath of Bolt. This being low and outside for ball 1. Newcomb looking at a 1-2 count, but Bolt has definitely been just Newcomb's weakness today, as this might, looking at what could be her 3rd strikeout. And Bolt has definitely had Newcomb's number today so far in this game. And going into the bottom of the 5th, your Blue Devils are still up 3-0. We'll be back with LTSN.
Back at the top of the order for the Blue Devils is second baseman number 11, Sarah Hodge.
All right, Sarah Hodge still looking to do some damage today so far in this game, and takes a big cold swipe and can't get it. Strike 1 on the bottom of the 5th. And the Blue Devils able to get through that 5th inning, which was the heartbreaker for the Blue Devils in the first game, with Cleary scoring 6 runs, but I believe Hinge getting hit on that. Wasn't really sure what happened because there wasn't a real clear call there.
Right fielder number 21,
Now Kennedy Emmons back up again. Still waiting to see the power from this bat that Jenna talked about, but I do believe it's coming as Blue Devils have really. There we go, as this goes to left field, and Emmons able to get first hit.
Yep, the two freshmen have got this inning rolling so far, and I don't think you guys could hear it, but Emmons' walk-up song was Big Green Tractor. So that just kind of shows her personality. She likes to have fun, and we're glad that these two freshmen are proving themselves and getting the ball rolling.
Yeah, but out of everybody on the team, I do think Andrea does have the funniest walk-up song, with it being Fruit Salad Yummy Yummy. With Meredith somehow able to get on there as a little bunt that worked out as three players couldn't agree on who's going to pick up the ball. Bases loaded as Bolt comes up.
That is a rare sight from that power hitter. But when coach tells you to do something, you're going to go do it. I remember in travel ball, Alex, I had one coach, and for the hitting signs, he would do A plus B minus C and give us 3 numbers. So every time I went up to bat, it was literally such a long at bat because we had to do math. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, we're MediaCom students. Math isn't our major.
No, it's not our thing at all.
Now as Bolt steps up here, trying at least get somebody in, with Andrew coming up behind her, as both have been very consistent so far today. Especially Bolt, not only on the mound but in the batter's box.
Number 16, Brittany Bolt.
Yeah, she's one of the only pitchers that Baird is trusting to go in and hit for herself. She's got a great bat.
And this is going up, and that was caught by the third baseman. Now, with one out, Andrew Malberg does have a big chance here to do some damage in the bottom of the 5th. Definitely being one of the better batters for this Blue Devil team. And this is going left center. Deep, 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 deep. And, caught. But Malberg able to get a batter in with number 11, Sarah Hinge. Now Blue Devils up 4-0. Bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, I could see the outfielder was sticking her mid up, so I guess that sun might still be a problem over in that area.
Yeah, I definitely think because the sun at the start when we started this game, and Whelan chipping this up over the building, the sun was coming from right to left, so I think that left field was definitely going to be a problem at the first start of the game. Now with it starting to transfer over, I think the center fielder is definitely going to have the most trouble with the sun, which we kind of seen on that one. And Whelan taking a line shot foul, almost getting Coach Baird there.
Yeah, I was having a nice talk with Coach Baird the other day, and I was asking her what it was like to be able to recruit her own players this year, since she came in for the inaugural team's second season, and she was saying that it actually didn't make any impact with her because she feels like coming in that these are all her kids, that they're all family, and that even this year that the team chemistry has been so much greater.
And I can kind of understand that. I mean, with her coming in the second year with Coach Ball leaving to go to another program, I definitely think that since the team was still really young and wasn't super established yet, that it was really easy for her to take over. And I do think her being able to recruit this year and bring in her players, I think it does help team chemistry because she can see a little bit more of what she's getting. And Whelan being hit by that pitch by Robinette. Now Kubiak trying to go 3 for 3. And that's going to be a line into the left center. Kubiak absolutely dominant, and Meredith being brought in. Jackie being brought in, and Whelan being brought in. With Kubiak being absolutely dominant today, going 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double.
Well, there's the pinch hitter we saw last season. She's coming back. This is great.
After only playing 5 games this season in her 6 games, she's definitely been a force and definitely going to bring up that batting average, as she's 3 for 3 now.
For sure.
And 3 for 15.
Shout out to Dr. Scott. He just commented that math is always cool after hearing our conversation before.
And that ball going foul But thank you, Dr. Scott. Yes, math is
We
always
appreciate
cool.
you, Dr. Scott.
But definitely can be fun depending on what you're doing. Sometimes even more fun, especially going with science and stuff. As number 3, Jackie Mattingly steps in, and this is high up in the air and pop out caught by the left fielder, Green. And another big inning for the Blue Devils, going up 7-0 on the Cleary Cougars, with Kubiak being the main factor in that inning and really being a main factor in not only the 4th but the 5th too. So as we go into the top of the 6th, we'll be back with LTSN. And number 18, Kelly Strand back up. So we're back up to the top of the order. And Bolt able to get a ground ball, and Whelan able to get it this time for the first out. Blue Devils finally handling Tram. As we come up to Morgan Riker, who Bold has also had her numbers so far this game. Or Richer, sorry. And this ball going to be low and in the dirt. Kubiak able to at least block it from going behind her. As we go, ball 1. And that being strike number 1 of the 6th inning.
Have you heard of the hard hat, Alex?
I have heard of the hard hat. I definitely think Katie Kubiak has definitely earned the hard hat so far this game.
Yeah, so if you guys follow LTU softball on our different social media platforms, they have this designated hard hat, and it will go to the most valuable player of the game, and it could even be someone who's on the bench who's just cheering everybody on. Whatever part has had a very big part in the game, and we definitely think it's going to Kubiak.
And that's going to be a pop to second. Quick out. And that'll be out number 2 for the Blue Devils in the top of the 6th. But, yeah, I definitely think Kubiak coming off the bench and being the starting pitcher in game number 2, I definitely think she's earned that so far with 3 RBIs, 3 hits. It's definitely been a major impact in this game so far. And not only scoring, I think, 1 or 2 runs herself. Now Dormier, who's been dangerous today, but a little spacey when she wants to be. So let's see if Bolt can get through this and get out number 3 so we can go into the bottom of the 6th, score some more runs. And that's ball number 2 on Dormier. And if you're just joining us, the score is 7-0. Lawrence Tech over the Cleary Cougars in game number 2. And this shot's going up left center field into the sure hands of CJ Banis. So as Blue Devils go into the bottom of the 6th, we'll be back with LTSN. Now as we come back into the top of the or bottom of the sixth, number 18, Haley Mazan, is being brought in. With 11 games played and 5 games started, she's only seen 19 at-bats so far this season with 2 hits. And that's a pop out by Haley Mazan. And quick out for the Cleary Cougars.
Back at the top of the order for the Blue Devils, leading it off is number 11, second baseman Sarah Hodge.
And Robinette throwing that low and out for ball number 1 against Hodge. And this able to get past Newcomb, the shortstop, and Hodge finally able to get on base with a hit instead of a walk so far this game. Now the big green tractor lover, Kennedy Emmons, is now up to bat. Let's see if she can continue her momentum with that last base hit last inning. Keep her going. And that ball coming low and inside for ball 1.
Yeah, Hyde and Emmons are just prime examples that if you hit the ball hard, even on the ground, it'll get through. So you don't have to have those big hits to always make a change. You just need to get on base.
And that going foul on the left side. Emmons coming from Byron Center, Michigan, playing at Byron Center High School as a freshman so far this year, like you said. And Hodge coming from Northville. And that ball coming up and out as Hodge is creeping a little bit, looking to steal. And Bilecki, the catcher for Cleary, definitely trying to keep her at bay.
Coach Jim Ritz over there, and they actually have ties because Coach Jim used to coach for Northville High School.
Oh.
So they know each other that way too.
As that ball goes up and out, as Bilecki's still trying to keep Hodge at bay. This Cleary coach is letting Robinette, seems like, go the distance so far today. Is that ball going up and out too for ball 4 as Emmons getting walked. Now, coming up to bat is Meredith Adams. He's definitely been a factor in this game today, just like she was in the first game. Going 1 for 4 and getting the first run of the first game. This ball going low and outside. Definitely hoping I get to see Meredith crank one in that lower outside part of the box. I'm definitely feeling if she can get a hold of it, she's going to send that towards the Busey Ballpark sign up there in right center.
Heck, she'll send it back to Lawrence Tech.
I mean, hey, if she can do that, then I'll be it. It'd be a nice little, would that be a 3-run homer? Meredith tipping that one not only off the bat, but off the foul pole. And that ball going back to Robinette.
This is so random, but just a fun fact about Meredith. Her and Alexa Cherney, they won the 2018 grilled cheese competition at Lawrence Tech.
Really?
Yeah. It'd be so much funnier if you know their personalities, but...
And that ball able to get down in left field as the bases are now loaded after that single from Meredith Adams. And now, not only the animal on the mound, but Brittany Bolt coming back for more in the batter's box. As Coach Barrett is now again in the same position as the bases are loaded with 1 out for not only the second but the 3rd inning in a row as they meet at third base. Cleary Cougars bringing in a new pitcher this inning. Nicole Finazzo, who's seen 7 games so far, has 18 earned runs, has pitched 30.2 innings, has a 4.1 ERA, and is 22nd in the NAIA for ERA.
Pitching change for the Cougars. Now on the mound, number 7, Nicole Finazzo.
I'm sorry, folks. She's not 22nd in the NAIA, 22nd in the WAC. That's my mistake. We got so many stats up here, it's hard to keep track of what's what. Oh, let's see how Bolt does against Nicole here. She's been an absolute monster so far, and this is a quick out to second. And Bolt able to get another hit, driving in in number 11. Sarah Hidge. And Blue Devils end up mercying Cleary Cougars 8-0 in the bottom of the 6th. So Blue Devils are able to clean up here in the second game and really show dominance and make up for mistakes made in the first game. And they move on to 2-2 in conference play and 21-4 on the season. So hopefully they can take this momentum and move on to the next week. Unfortunately, with the game Sunday being canceled against U of M Dearborn, I think it would have been a great game for them. But at the end of the day, I think Katie Kubiak was the hero of today's game. And at the end of the day, thank you for watching. As me, Alex Johnson, Jenna Skalski, my play-by-play, and Spencer I. Quinto being on camera. Have a good day, folks. This is LTSN.